Hello Year 2. This video today is going to be going over repeated addition. Now we have sent this as home learning this week. I thought it would be beneficial just to talk through the PowerPoint with you, just so you've got a bit more understanding and we can put it into a bit of context. Okay, so the learning objective for this session is to understand multiplication as repeated addition. Now there's just a little bit of explanation here of what you need to be doing at home. So multiplication using repeated addition. Each slide demonstrates repeated addition. So in your books, you're going to copy out the repeated addition and write the matching multiplication number sentences. So to start with, this is our example to show you how it would be looking in your books. Okay, so first problem here. Now on the screen, we've got some muffins. Okay, so what we have done when we're looking at repeated addition is taking those muffins, we're putting them into our groups, and then we're adding on. So the repeated addition for this one, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 groups, and in each of those groups, we've got 2 of these muffins. So what we've then done is we've added those groups together. So repeated addition, we're still multiplying, but we're starting by adding those numbers together. So we've got our 4 groups. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 2s that we're adding together. So 2, add 2, add 2, add 2. If you want to pause the video for a few minutes, have a look at that and see if you can work it out. So the group that we would have started with there is in the circle on the right hand side. So let's count them all together. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 muffins. They were broken down into our 4 groups. In each group we've got 2 muffins and we've added them all together. The answer you should have got there is 8. Well done if you got that correct. Okay, so for our next group, I want you to think about that to start with. I want you to pause the video and see if you can write out that repeated addition before I go through it with you. Okay, so looking at it again, we've got the number of groups down the side. So there are 1, 2, 3 groups there. And in each of those groups, we've got 1, 2, 3 apples. The number sentence you should have written is 3, add 3, add 3. So we've got our 3 groups of 3. Then you would count them all together. Let's do it together. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 apples. So there are 3 groups. In each group is 3, and all together we've got 9 apples. Okay, now the ladybirds. Here we can see we've got 1, 2 groups. And in each of those groups, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ladybirds. So there are 2 groups, and in each group are 5 ladybirds. Pause the video and have a go at writing down that number sentence. The number sentence you should have written is 5, add 5, and it equals, and then we need to count them all together. So those ladybirds all together, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ladybirds. Okay. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. And in each group we've got 1, 2, 3. I want you to write your number sentence down. I want you to go through it step by step, and I want you to see if you can come up with the answer this time without counting them all together. How would you work that out? Okay, so the number sentence you should have written is 5, add 5, add 5. And when we do count them all together, we have got 15. Now, some of you that are really secure with this will know how we can then put that into a multiplication number sentence. So I want you to have a look at that. Is it right? Now, we talk about multiplication in different ways, don't we? So this problem is actually showing us 5 groups of 3. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 3. You can see that in the boxes there. And in each one, we've got 3 geese. I want you to write that out underneath. So I want you, if you've done 3, add 3, add 3, add 3, add 3, I want you to then underneath write 5, add 5, add 5. And I want you to look at that. Do you get the same answer? I want you to pause the video and have a look at that. And then we'll talk about why that is. Okay, you should have had a go at that. You could have drawn it out in a different way. Both answers, you should have got 15. Now we know that 5 lots of 3 is 15, because what you would have done, you would have written that number sentence out, you should have counted them all together. But because we're so secure in our number bonds, in our multiplication, sorry, we know that 3 lots of 5 is also 15. So if we look down the columns instead of the rows, you can see that there are 5 geese. So we could change those groups to still get the same answer. Okay, for your home learning this week, you should have a sheet like this. If you don't have printing facilities at home, you can just copy them out into your book. That's absolutely fine. But here we've got a bit of an explanation to start with. So in the first box, one ladybird has 2 spots. So we can see that. Don't need to add anything together, it's just 2. And then we've got 1 lot of 2. So that's when we're then thinking about changing that over to multiplication. If we look at the third one down, it says how many spots do 3 ladybirds have? 1 ladybird has 2 spots, so we've got 1, 2, 3 groups of 2. So we would do 2, add 2, add 2, remembering that that multiplication sign is the same as lots of. So we've got 3 lots of 2. Okay, now the rest of the sheet is your chance to have a go at that. And I hope you're keeping safe and well.